Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining this iteration of the Progress Chef quarterly product update. One housekeeping note, only the presenters will be unmuted during the broadcast. Please send all of your questions into the questions tab in the tool here. So we have a great agenda for you today. We're going to start out with a few words about DevSecOps and state of DevSecOps, and roll right into updates about the products lines, including Chef 19, DSM, and the ClickOps opportunities that we have shortly coming up for our customers. Then we'll talk about some launches. And launch into Q&A. So this should be an exciting session, and let me talk to you about our presenters. I am Steve Blankenship. I'm the Director of Product Management here at Chef, and I'm joined by our two principals, Nichelle Reddy and Aditya. We will, again, try and get through this as quickly as possible, although we do have quite a few exciting updates. So just the one thing to start off with, as far as the market goes, I just wanted to have a couple words about DevSecOps in 2025. The great news is that, we see a huge amount, upwards of 90% of teams are adopting DevSecOps to drive their infrastructure, both using Agile capabilities as well as making sure that the pipelines are well maintained, but there's definitely tool sprawl. So we have, a large 2/3, 3/4, almost 3/4 of organizations are using multi-vendor ecosystems, and so whether it's locked in or not, the tool sprawl definitely is there. And so what that does is that makes teams have to, basically switch screens, switch windows, and work in different environments to operate and orchestrate their actions throughout their environments, which kind of detracts from a pure pipeline methodology of running your organization. And also, you wouldn't be surprised that 70% of teams go back to ClickOps during high, when emergencies happen, high urgency incidents. Teams fall over to ClickOps to get things done as quickly as possible, even if there is an automation available in the DevSecOps pipelines. So I think that what it tells us is we need to get need to gain more trust in the pre-configured pipelines we have, but also we need to recognize that when an emergency happens, we need to be prepared with ClickOps as a plan, either alternately or primarily to handle situations. So with that said, what's new? We have, like I said, ClickOps will be covered by Nichelle, and the updates on Chef 19 and DSM, D2 will take over. So with that, Nichelle, you want to talk about our ClickOps offerings?
Thank you, Stephen. Hello, everyone. So I'll be giving you a high-level overview on what Chef 360 is and the evolution of the platform. And I'll talk about, how we have introduced the ClickOps and how can it help you in your workflows. So we first, when we launched Chef 360, we started with API and CLI first approach, and we are still committed to that. So Chef 360 and all the other products that we release under Chef umbrella will continue to be API and CLI first, so that you can integrate with your existing pipelines and development workflows. So we initially launched with API and CLI. So Chef 360 provided full control through APIs and command line interfaces. However, this method requires a high-level expertise, but it also offers unparalleled control and flexibility for advanced users. In the current phase, what we have also launched ClickOps. So ClickOps is essentially helping you accomplish operational tasks using user interfaces. So this stage brought the power of API and CLI to user interface, making it more accessible. So ClickOps offers automation, auditability, and scalability without the need for deep, CLI or API expertise. It democratizes automation by allowing anyone to execute workflows from the UI. And in the future, we are also planning to explore more interaction mechanisms. Specifically, we are planning to explore natural language interaction through AI experiences. This, we believe, is the next frontier in DevOps. So in the next stage, we aim to make DevOps even more user-friendly by enabling users to interact with the system using natural language commands or prompts. It is designed to be, we're working on designing it to be more intuitive and accessible to further lower the barrier to entry. So the transition and integration between, ClickOps kind of serves as a bridge between API and CLI and natural language interaction. So this transition ensures that we maintain the power of flexibility and traditional methods while integrating with new and upcoming interaction methods. So what does ClickOps actually mean for you, right? So ClickOps will allow you to execute automation workflows directly from user interface. Make no mistake, you still have access to the same API and CLI first approach. So if you want full flexibility and control, you can continue to do that. But we are also providing ability for you to set up all automation workflows through the UI. And it also provides full logging and auditability. So this is one of the key features. So any action that you perform from the UI is logged, auditable, and reproducible. This means that you can have full visibility and traceability of who did what and when. And ClickOps also democratizes the whole, operations for all kinds of users. So you don't need to have like full expertise to run automation tasks. So you can have different users who have different levels of expertise. They can be expert users who create cookbooks and courier jobs, and there could be operators, or there can be application owners who can run these tasks or cookbooks on demand. So different users will find it more democratizing to access the operational automation at different levels. So moving on to the next slide, this gives you where we currently are and what we are planning to introduce in the future. So, like we just discussed, we have launched, Chef 360 platform with API and CLI first, and we have launched the ClickOps experience, and today we support, the whole all the ability that you have in API and CLI through UI. So you can, have experiences like you can do multi-node patching. You can do use cases like database backups, environment resets, and these capabilities will allow you to manage and automate critical tasks efficiently. And moving on in the next, few quarters, we'll be building purpose-built solutions through UI experiences. So for common operational tasks like, managing your fleet or compliance tasks. So what this means for you is we will provide dedicated user interactions designed to streamline and simplify the common workflows. It will make it easy for you to achieve use cases like compliance scanning, or maybe certificate management, and so on and so forth. And finally, in the future, beyond, we plan to introduce natural language-driven interactions. This will enrich the broader DevSecOps ecosystem by allowing users to interact with the system using natural commands and prompts. This makes, like we discussed, this makes the whole DevOps experience more accessible and intuitive as well. So moving on to the next slide. But why does ClickOps matter, right? So ClickOps will help you, accomplish automation workflows for your operation tasks, but it will help you do that quite easily through UI. So it will help you get the tasks done faster, and it also makes it more accessible to different kinds of expert levels. So additionally, what we've learned is, over 60% of cloud incidents stem from manual configuration errors. This statistic underscores the importance of having automated processes in place, and so that we can minimize human error and enhance security. And ClickOps can help you in that direction. It can help you, set up operational automation tasks at a much faster pace. And the key benefits that ClickOps provides is it provides full visibility into who has performed what action. You can easily create a report that will give you access to audit logs and also different actions performed by different users. And it also provides you a single place to govern your whole infrastructure. And it also provides you a consistent prescriptive way for setting up automation tasks. And finally, like I've been saying, it's very accessible. It democratizes operations to different levels of expertise. So it can help, if you have new engineers in your team, it can help them get started with the automation workflows much faster. And if you have expert engineers in the team, they can still fall back to using API and CLI experiences to integrate with your workflows, which provides full flexibility. So with that, we'll move on to the next slide, where we will show you a quick sneak peek into what Chef 360 with ClickOps experience is going to look like. By the way, this is currently available in the product today, so you can actually start using it. So with that, let's play the quick demo.
I apologize to everybody. There's usually music that goes along with that, but the audio wasn't working. So
so we apologize for the inconvenience. So I hope this provided you with a good overview on what the ClickOps experience looks like in the Chef 360 platform. And with that, I'll hand it over to Aditya, who will be talking about Chef 19. Over to you, Aditya.
Hey, thank you, Nestle. So I'm Aditya, and I will be taking you through the next set of updates. And I will start with the updates on Chef 19. And during the course of this update, we will have a quick recap, and I will provide an overview as to where we stand today. That will be followed with a quick demo. So a recap on Chef 19, as we have always promised, we bring pace to your DevOps, right? The pace as set expands to predictability, agility, comprehensive support, and improved user experience. The promise of predictability comes with a long-term support for a minimum of 3 years. And the agility is due to the way we are going to be providing the builds going forward from Chef 19. And we promise to have the bugs and the CVE fixes in weeks and not in quarters. The comprehensive support is attributed to the seamless agentless support for ISO tricks, and also most of the Linux platforms will be supported from day one without the need of any additional requests. And the reason why we claim improved user experience is because we provide the ability for smoother upgrades and rollback, along with a modularized version of workstation. So just to expand on the modularized workstation, we are going to break each of the components into its own modules, and we will be able to provide upgrades to individual modules. Let's say a knife could be an individual module, and a test kitchen could be its own module. A cook style could be its own module, right? So if at all we need to provide a feature upgrade in any of these modules, we could provide that independently, and you could consume the upgrades without having to upgrade the whole workstation in itself. That was a quick recap of Chef 19. And now we kind of see where we stand today, right? So until Q2 of 2025, we had 2 iterations of early validation program where a few customers were involved, and they provided us some very good feedback. And during the course of time, during the course of these 2 iterations, we had provided the Chef 19 from the hab-based builds, which is our new build system. And it is going to be replacing the old omnibus-based builds. We provided the hab-based builds for workstation as well. We also had the Linux native installers, and it was all bundled with Inspect 7 in the compliance phase. And we also had a first preview of agentless mode where we provided about 100 out-of-the-box resources. And all these were done until Q2 of 2025. And in Q3, we have started working on the Windows native installer for Chef 19. And we are planning our 3rd iteration for early validation program. And we are also bringing some changes to our licensing, right? So we during the course of the first 2 early validation programs, we got some feedback from most of the users, and we have heard the users' feedback, and we have gone back in terms of changing how the licensing would work. In a nutshell, we will not be enforcing license checks at runtime, provided you have sourced the Chef 19 from official distribution channels, which happens to be our download portal or the hab-based distribution. In Q4 of 2025, we plan to have our first GA of limited platforms, which would encompass Linux and Windows x86. And we are also going to have the modularized workstation available for everybody to start using and consuming along with the Chef 19. And this would also accompany the Inspect 7, which would support the compliance phase of client runs. And going beyond Q1, we are going to have integrated releases with Chef 360 platform. And also we are going to extend the platforms and OS along with the support and generally availability of agentless operations. I have a quick demo of the agentless operations, and it's about 3.5 minutes. I hope you enjoy the demo.
Welcome to this technical demonstration on using Chef in agentless mode. Agentless infrastructure automation with the Chef platform is a powerful way to automate infrastructure without having to install the Chef client on remote nodes. This approach allows you to manage a wide range of devices, including cloud instances and resources, as well as edge devices. Plus, can extend to network devices like routers, firewalls, switches, and other network-related peripherals. In this technical demo, we'll execute agentless on 2 AWS machines to cover 3 different scenarios. These 3 Chef recipes will all be executed from a single Chef workstation running in the environment. Let's start by examining the version of the Chef client and required credentials file on the Chef workstation. Here we can see the version is 19.1.6. The credentials file contains details of the remote system and defines connection settings for each node in TOML format. It supports multiple parameters such as hostname or IP address, key files or passwords, and the necessary protocols for connecting to nodes. For more information on options within the credentials file, please refer to our docs.chef.io page. Now navigating to Chef cookbooks, we have 3 recipes we'd like to run against our 2 nodes in AWS. The first, log.rb, this recipe monitors the web server.log and creates an alert if it exceeds 500 megabytes in size. It also sets up a cron job to run this check every minute. The next, git.rb. This creates a directory and clones a GitHub repository. And last, mount.rb, which creates a directory and mounts a RAM-based file system for fast, temporary in-memory storage. Executing the Chef client on the Chef workstation system, Z indicates Chef 0 will be used to run the cookbook locally. The -T production flag indicates the node name specified in the credentials file, followed by the path of the recipe that needs to be executed on that node. After execution, we see log_file alongside the web server.log. Looking into this file, we see the file size of the web server.log is well below the 500 megabytes limit, but after several cron job runs, we see the file is growing considerably, providing some warnings. The next couple of entries show the file size has exceeded the 500 megabytes and is now changed to an alert rather than a warning. You can also automate multiple agentless runs together using a bash script. Just list the machine details along with the recipe and execute. Within seconds, we can see that the temporary RAM disk is mounted on the file system and the GitHub repo is cloned. With the release of Chef Client 19, there are dozens of new resources that can be leveraged in addition to the ability to create custom resources based on your needs. With agentless automation, organizations have the flexibility to use Chef with or without an agent to further scale and manage even more of the infrastructure. For more details on agentless infrastructure automation with Chef, visit us at chef.io.
I hope everyone enjoyed the demo. Now moving on to the next section of the updates, I want to present that we have DSM now on Chef 360 platform. So let's start with why DSM and why now as 2 questions. Right. So back in the day, Infra Client and Infra Server were released together in the client service model, and client was used to execute configuration locally on nodes, while Infra Server was the central hub for managing nodes and policies. Fast forward to today, we are in a different world. So we need to start supporting our existing infrastructure demands. And as part of that, we have the, if I may call it as the next generation or the successor for Infra Server, which is essentially on the which is essentially on the Chef 360 platform, and we would like to call that as DSM or Declarative State Management. As the word goes, it's declarative in nature, and it's Kubernetes native, and it unifies GitOps. It uses microservices architecture and provides the ability to roll back. Right. So, what's new with the DSM? With the DSM, we have gone forward with our platform first approach, and it's either SaaS or self-managed via Kubernetes. And going forward, there won't be any omnibus builds for standalone infra server. And the DSM will be the replacement for infra server on the platform 360. And an added advantage, customers can now deploy the high availability version of DSM to support their ever expanding fleet of nodes or their ever changing infrastructure landscape. So what's driving our customers to start adopting DSM? There are 5 major reasons for this. The faster updates and patch cycles, which essentially combines agility and a secure network at the same time. And we are providing one scalable platform, which essentially is moving towards tool consolidation, right? I think Stephen briefly spoke about in the introduction where there are multiple tools in the ecosystem. So I think that challenge can be overcome using this one scalable platform. And we are building resilience to our server setup where there are self-healing and capabilities, and also it'll manage your workloads efficiently. And we also promise reduced operational overhead with the SaaS first model. And last but not the least, we are providing the flexibility and support for hybrid and multi-cloud environments going. And this is the last section of my updates before I hand over. I want to kind of briefly speak about a few other launches that are ahead of us. The first one is the Inspect 7. We're currently in the pre-GA phase, and we are looking at a GA in the Q4 of 2025, where we are going to provide the hab-based builds for Linux and Windows platform. There is going to be an Inspect 7 gem that will be available. And there will be a few Inspect resource packs or the modularized resource packs supporting the Inspect 7 going forward. And in Q1 of 2026, we are going to provide a migration tool to help our existing users migrate from the older versions of Inspect to Inspect 7. We also intend to provide native installers for Windows and Linux x86. And we are going to add a few more resource packs to our to the already existing resource packs at that point in time. And the next important update is about the Habitat 2.0 release. We are currently in the pre-GA phase, and we have an early validation program that's planned in Q4 of 2025, which will include our new age multi-channel approach. We will start supporting the Linux ARM. And we are also going to provide component upgrades for all the packages that are within the Habitat. In Q1 of 2026, we are going to go GA with Habitat 2.0. And in Q2 of 2026, we are going to start supporting the Mac OS. Back to you, Stephen.
Thanks, Aditya. Are there any, I'm looking in the Q&A section and I don't see any direct questions again. And can the team tell me, did anything come in through chat?
Stephen, I see one question asking what is DSM? Perhaps Aditya can take that question and expand what DSM is.
Yeah, I'll start it out for him. Maybe he can correct me.
Yeah.
So DSM is we are actually remiss. We probably should have put that directly in one of the slides here. It stands for Declarative State Management Service. And so what this is a one-for-one replacement for classic infra server, which we have been able to insert into the Chef 360 ecosystem. So as if you've attended any of the previous updates, or maybe heard me presenting on different calls that I would have had presentations, I've talked pretty extensively about how we are bringing all of the Chef and actually most of the Progress Infra BU capabilities into one sort of coherent ecosystem, which is Chef 360 and node management. We're continuing to do that with everything. And so following a fast follow on to the availability of Courier, we have again achieved the ability to move the capabilities of InfraServer into 360. And so as 360 is a cloud first or cloud native platform, we have been able to move all of the capabilities of InfraServer into that sort of state for easy migration, easy scalability, and redundancy. And so the bits, like I said, are one-to-one compatible. And we just thought, or I certainly thought, that the best way to describe that capability, instead of saying something like InfraServer inside of 360, which sounds a little odd to me, we call that the declarative state management service. Hopefully that clarifies it for you.
I have a follow-up question asking how is DSM different or similar to InfraServer, specifically if they can use their existing cookbooks and existing process for doing configuration management with DSM. How is it different or similar?
It's nearly 100% the same. Like I said, it's pretty much bit for bit compatible. Most of the, in fact, almost, I don't know, something like 95% of the underlying libraries were transferred over to instantiated inside of 360. So yes, all the everything you would do, cookbooks, even knife commands and things like that, all operate under that service. So I think the only, the biggest difference is just the fact that it's inside 360. So that means, again, it's containerized and it can be scaled in a similar way, scaled, upgraded, updated, and migrated the same way you would expect a cloud native application to be.
Okay, I see one more question asking, we spoke about ClickOps. Is it available in the product today? If so, what workflows are covered? I can take that.
Yeah, can you take that?
Oh yeah. So the ClickOps experience is available in Chef 360 platform today. Right now it covers job orchestration workflows, and we plan job orchestration and node management workflows. So let's say if you want to create an on-demand job or a recurring job, so we have launched a job orchestration product called Courier. So all those workflows to create jobs and schedule jobs are covered through ClickOps experience. But we intend to bring other workflows or workloads into Chef 360 platform, like configuration management, compliance scanning, and all other Chef workloads. So we will soon be introducing ClickOps UI experience for those workflows in Chef 360 platform as well. So you can use the job orchestration and node management workflows today, and we will introduce configuration management and compliance workflows in the future. I see one more question asking what are the major features in Infra 19? What's the most exciting feature in Infra 19?
Maybe I'll take that question up. I think the most exciting one would be the agentless mode of operations, right? So this will ensure that we start supporting a wider range of devices, which could include the network devices. And based on some of the conversations that I've had with some users, they're excited about the ability to support the network devices specifically. Right. And I think that in my mind would be one of the most exciting features in Chef 19.
Stephen, would you like to add? more? Maybe a little bit on how it is built on Habitat and
Yeah.
like how it can help. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we're me in detail. There's a lot in 19, so there's a lot to be excited about. I think one of the things that I'm most excited about is how it sets it up for the future in a couple of different ways. With 19, not immediately because we have the previous versions that are non-hab based, specifically 18 and older. But starting with 19, as we move into future versions, 20, 21, 22, and so on, when you get to 20 and 21, because 19 starts out our new world habitat based, you'll be able to do something really interesting, which is when we release 20 and 21, you'll be able to say, my migration can now be a sliding window, right? We don't have to do a big lift and shift to the new version and then pray that our cookbooks are going to work on the new version, because you'll be actually able to run 19, 20, 21 all simultaneously, right? That's because of the power of Habitat. And so you can do a sliding window or a rolling window of upgrades where you can, over time, slowly migrate your cookbooks if there's any changes needed to update them to the new version while still having 19 operating. So you can imagine a world where you have, a third of your cookbooks that will work on anything, and then go ahead and roll those out on and utilize those on version 20. But maybe the other ones only still work on 19. Leave 19 installed, right? And just specify with the flag that these other cookbooks work on 19 while we're still updating them, and you can roll your updates forward. And so that's going to be a really great feature for every version after this going forward, is you'll be able to run multiple versions at the same time and specify which resources go with which versions, so that you have a much smoother upgrade path with every version subsequent to 19. So I'm pretty excited about that in our future going forward. And the other thing is, again, because of the power of Hab, we will be able to support literally dozens, if not, close to 100, basically every Linux version that has the same kernel immediately. Right now, our pipelines, we can only support somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 40 versions. And then we have to, spend a lot of time and effort to maintain those pipelines. But with 19 coming out being Hab based, you'll be able to, the day one of 19 and any subsequent version, know that, again, as long as the kernel is the same, your version of Linux that you care about, even if it's a little bit esoteric, will be supported immediately. And we only have to run one pipeline to build that into the client capability. So those are the two things that I'm really excited about. They're very forward-looking. So on day one, you get a little bit of it, but on every subsequent version, it builds on the capability and it becomes more and more powerful as the years go on.
I think just to add on to what Stephen mentioned, I think thanks, Stephen, for bringing the hub-based builds, right? So our ability to roll out fixes will be a lot more predictable, right? Because in the old omnibus-based builds, the build systems were quite complicated and it needed an extensive effort, both in terms of building and testing. But going forward, things will be a lot more easier. And with, like Stephen mentioned, with limited pipelines and limited tests, we will be able to kind of indicate that most of the platforms will be supported with a good sense of, I would say, with a good sense of conviction.
Okay, I have one more interesting question. What are the prerequisites to run agentless on a node? Is it SSH for Linux and WinRM for Windows?
Yes, that's right. It is SSH for Linux and WinRM for Windows.
I have one more question. After that, maybe we'll take one last if we get one. So we have a question asking, how do we try Infra 19? Infra 19 looks interesting. How do we try it? How can we try it now? How can we try it when it comes out?
Absolutely. I mean, one way to try it before it comes out as a GA product is to kind of sign up for our customer validation program. We could kind of send out the registration forms out to the audience. And if you are interested, please do sign up. We'll get in touch with you and we will provide the documentation for you to download, install, and try it out. And do let us know what your thoughts are. And post going GA, we will be supporting the Chef 19 using native installers for all the platforms that we have committed to. And the native installers come with a built-in migration tool also. Should you require assistance in migrating from an older version to the Chef 19, we definitely help. This also enables you to migrate from an omnibus-based build to a hub-based build. Right?
And you can also reach out to your account executive at any point or customer success manager, and they will help you get in touch with our product team. We can provide you access to pre-release software if you want to try it out. So that channel is also there. Okay, I don't see any other questions. I will hand it over to Stephen to give closing remarks, and we can go from there.
Yeah, thank you all again for joining. These regular updates are really helpful for us, and I hope they're informative for you. And we hope you'll continue to participate. So we'll see you again in a quarter.
Thank you.